Really? Tuning into live stream tonight. We are not on the radio. We've got some technical difficulties with the box, so hopefully you can hear us. Craig says it's loud and clear on his end, and away we go from Chambers Gymnasium at Paoli High School. Senators in their first matchup of the year on the road in PLAC action against the Ramblers. Senators control the opening tip, and we are underway. Deep three off the mark, no good for Holden, as he tries to open up the scoring quickly to the other end in transition. Got a miss and then a basket interference. We're going to count that. So that one will go for Aaron Busick, and the Rams on the board early as the JV falls here tonight in their first game of the season. Again, if you're just tuning in to live stream, we are not on the radio tonight as we have another miss. 0 for 2 for the Senators on this end of the floor. We welcome you to the broadcast, though, on the live stream end of things as the Rams come right back, and Aaron Busick knocks down the jumper. So technically 2 for 2 on the night for him, and it's actually a 5-0 lead for the Paoli Rams. Nearly a minute gone by here in the first quarter. Misty Jones alongside of Mark Gibson. Craig Akers running the cameras as, again, we are live stream only tonight, not on the radio. Technical difficulties trying to get hooked up underneath. Nice pump fake. Jake Strange can't get the basket, but he'll draw a foul underneath, and that will be our first of the night. And I believe that'll go against Mr. Brett Bosley. We'll run down the starters here. Way behind, and again, we apologize for those of you who normally tune in maybe and listen through the radio. We are not on the AM tonight. We decided to go just with the live stream because that was the only thing that was picking us up on our mics in here as Jake Strange misses his first free throw attempt of the season, first one of the season for the Senators.
Yeah, Holden had a couple of nice looks, one deep three and one layup, and he just couldn't get him to go. But got to do something on the defensive end.
Jake Strange able to knock down the second. It's a 5-1 score here early. Bosley underneath couldn't handle it. First turnover of the night for either ball club. Senators come up with a steal, and back to the other end we go. Looking in the post, Holden couldn't find Chase Farmer in the corner. Instead he goes to Sanford. Long three off the mark, will not go. Parker Sullivan pulls the rebound for the Rams. Dusty Cole and the Rams come in 2-1 on the year. They've won 2 straight, beating Henryville and Lanesville in a back-to-back double dip last weekend. Senators again their first road contest and first game of this 2019-2020 campaign. Senators in the little man-to-man defense to start things out. The road blues trimmed in white and red letters and numerals. Paoli in the home white threads trimmed in purple, and we're going to have a Senator foul underneath. That'll be their first of the night. Again, Misty Jones alongside Mark Gibson, live from Chambers Gymnasium. 6:16 to go.
Must have hooked or something because I didn't see a lot of contact. Music starting out on fire.
And Busey give him another one, so 2 threes and a 2 to his credit. And it's just like that. It's an 8-1 lead for the Rams. Underneath, Strange again, this time a little fadeaway, and he got it to go. First basket of the season will go to Jake Strange, make it 8-3. Just under 6 minutes to go first quarter, and quickly to the other end. There'll be contact, and that's going to be 2 quick ones on Jake. And that was one of the keys to victory we're going to bring you from our pregame sponsor, which we did not get to have tonight. And that number one.
First one, I was going to say the first one was on Farmer, I guess, because of reaching in.
Oh, okay, they got Farmer instead of Jake. So give Jake one, give Farmer one as we continue to get things sorted out. A train wreck of a start all the way around, Coach Gibson.
Well, apparently we did not see the scouting report on Busick.
Well, I think if you're going to make a guy beat you, it's got to be him or Moon as Farmer tries to save it in front of the Paoli bench to the other end off the turnover. Bosley tries to score, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound put back up and no good. And the Senators pull down the board, finally into the front court. Sanford with it right side, back out to Holden. Now swings it around on the left side to Green. Down in the post, Jake backs down against Bosley. Nice up and under, but he'll be whistled for the travel. Drug the pivot foot. 2 turnovers early for the Senators and 1 for the Rams. 2.5 minutes gone by, or just over 2.5 gone by here in this first period of play from Paoli High School in the James A. Babcock Court. Again, Paoli 2-1 on the year. Senators their first game of the 1920 campaign. Deep three will not go. Busey filling it with the hot hand early. We'll have a rebounding foul. So we'll come back to the other end. Senators moving from left to right here to start things out. And that will be foul number 2 of the night on the Ramblers. And this one will go against senior guard Hobie Bobbitt. Holden will bring it up against Bobbitt now. Man-to-man pressure for the Rams here in this first quarter. 3 minutes gone by. 10-3 your score. Holden out top. 3 ball on the way. Bang! Got it to go. First 3 of the year for the Senators will come from Holden. Makes it a 10-6 ball game. Bosley now to the other end to answer. Deep 3, well short. Jake cleans up the board and leaves it off for Sanford. Harrison will dribble it up. Bousman and Green starting the backcourt tonight for Coach Sullivan. Sanford, Farmer, and Strange in the front court. Strange backs down, high post, has to kick it out. Around the perimeter it goes to Green. Deep 3 for Parker. That one off the mark, no good, but an offensive board for Sanford. Had it poked away. Back to Holden. Could not get it to go. Left it short. Sullivan clears the board for the Rams. Back to the other end. Busick, a little wild with the dribble, leaves it off for the trail man. That's Sullivan. His 3 won't go. Everyone getting happy from behind the arc. Just can't get anything to drop. Left side. Green goes to Strange. Immediate double team. Tries to step through it and throws it away. That'll be turnover number 3. Now on the night for the Senators. Halfway through
just
this
kind of
first
have
quarter.
to weather this first quarter. You know, it's just
You mean us or
yeah,
them?
everybody,
Both.
everybody. 'Cause, I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about it at the break. This
Travel
first
out front.
quarter is feeling out time. Like, obviously their late basketball legs aren't under them. They're just kind of, the football season went so long, you can tell it's just like we're not quite into basketball mode yet.
Holden brings it across the timeline. 3 turnovers here early for the Senators, 2 for the Rams. 10-6 your score. Senators have trailed the entire first quarter thus far. Out top, Sanford with it. Off a little seal screen in the high post from Farmer. Farmer has it, tries to give it up. Goes back now to Sanford, who loses the handle. Senators a little discombobulated just like us right now on the offensive end. Strange with it. High post, turn, spins on Bosley. Nice little up and under. Can't get it to go. Gets his own board underneath. Still couldn't get it to go. Holden offensive rebound. Little floater, a little long off the back iron. And the rebound's pulled down by Sullivan. He'll race it into the front court. Work against Green. Leaves it off underneath for Busick. And Busick's great night continues. He's got all 12 for the Ramblers, and it's 12-6. Paoli. 3 minutes to go first quarter. Holden now back out top, working against Bobbitt. Leaves it off for Strange on the left wing. Now to Sanford, back in the post it goes, and Holden will be fouled before the basket. Stops the clock at 2:53 to play in the quarter. And we'll have foul number 3 of the first half on the Rams. Substitution here is 30. Caleb Van Meter checks in. Van Meter, 5'11" and a junior. 1-4 low set for the Senators. Clear it out now. Parker gets it into Holden. He'll spin. Nice move underneath and got the little floater to go. So Holden now quickly with 5 makes it 12-8. Also into the game for the Rams right now. Of course, Van Meter just come off the bench. He's out there with Bosley, John Moon, Parker Sullivan, and Busick, who's got all 12 for the Rams. Underneath, missed shot will not go. And Jake Strange there to clean up the defensive board as the Senators will slow it up here just a little bit.
Yeah, Van Meter came right off the bench and shot a long ball. Well, luckily, Jake's there for his 3rd rebound on the other side.
Holden, deep 3, left side starting to heat up, or at least trying to. That one left a little short as he'll chase it down in the corner. Can't beat Bosley to it. Quickly to the other end. Busick leaves it off, gets it right back on the little give and go. Nice feed from Van Meter. And it's the Aaron Busick show right now as it's a 14-8 lead. And it's a full timeout for Coach Sullivan and company with 1:56 to play here in the first. 14-8 your score. We'll step aside and we'll get in our first sponsor of the night.
After a joint surgery, injury, or illness, Battleview and Salem Crossing are the best choices for helping you recover. Our Moving Forward Rehabilitation Program offers a full range of therapies. We're here to help you return home safely with the skills you need to live life on your own terms. Battleview and Salem Crossing, 2 great options for your rehabilitation. To learn more, visit asccare.com or call 888-996-8272.
Back we come inside of Chambers Gymnasium here at Paoli High School. 1:56 to go in this first quarter of play. 14-8 your score here early. Paoli on top. They've led the whole way thus far. And Misty Jones alongside of Senator Football's own Coach Mark Gibson as we are underway on live stream only tonight. Just could not get a connection here. Usually we have a comp line. It would not work. Couldn't dial out. Cell phones were not working. With the current equipment that we have. And underneath, a nice feed and assist from Jake Strange to Chase Farmer, who picks up his first 2 of the night. And just like that, it's 14-10.
I was going to say, actually, the start being 14-10 after the start that we've had is actually, we're in good shape right now. We just got down. And one thing you were going to talk about before is foul trouble. We can't get in foul trouble.
See a substitution here.
It's 2
early.
on Chase.
And Chase picks up his 2nd personal. So 3 team fouls apiece. That'll bring in junior Nash Huff, 5'8" the junior. And
Bosley
underneath.
takes it to the room.
Bosley finally gets his first basket of the night at the 125 mark. So make it now 16-10. Strange out there with Huff, Bousman, Green, and Sanford. Sanford with it. Right corner, picked up by Bosley. As the Rams stay in the man-to-man, Harrison will take a three. That one just a little long, and Bosley will clear it over Strange and his own teammate, Parker Sullivan.
We need to start looking down low a little bit more. We're 1 for 7 from three-point range.
Also checking into the ball game, Carson Little for the Rams. As the Senators will push back the other way, 16-10, 40 seconds to play. Huff will take a three, but before that, he'll take the Texas two-step. So turnover number 4 here in this quarter for the Senators. Rams have given it up twice. And again, Carson Little into the ball game, a 6'1" sophomore for the Rams.
And Nash didn't see a whole lot of varsity time last year. Came in, that was going to be a big question mark. You know, we were going to talk about it before. What can these guys give us off the bench with Bobby Stevens out for the year?
Underneath, nice poke away. Holden trying to help dig down in the post against Bosley, and now we'll have a tie-up out front. And on the alternating possession, it will go to the Rams with 16 seconds to play here in this opening quarter. They'll clear it out now, try to get it to Sullivan in the corner. He'll have to run out and get it against Sanford. Now kick it out to Bosley as he'll try to isolate. Holden comes out to guard him. Under 10 seconds to go. Coach Call wants an ISO, points the finger down. He's going to let him go against Holden. Tries to beat him off the dribble. And on the turnaround, we're going to get a little nickel dimer out front. Jake comes up for the help, and I believe that's going to be an ISO. But that's the case down. He's going to let him go against Holden. Tries to beat him off the dribble. And on the turnaround, we're going to get a little, it's going to prompt a substitution again, as we'll see another junior 6-footer, Bryce Brown, check into the ball game as Bosley leaves that first free throw of the night for him long and off the mark. Substitution, Parker Sullivan also going to check out of the game, and in for the Rams will be Nolan Walker. And now we're going to have a lane violation against the Rams, so wipe that one off the board for Bosley. 1.3 on the clock. Senators.
We had this discussion last year. Does that count as an attempt or not?
Well, the attempt still counts. It would count as a no-made free throw. As 3 on the clock. So
we had this discussion.
Try to hit the reset button here, folks. We're glad you could at least be with us. The attempt online tonight, again, not on the airwaves. So pass the word along to those who may depend on the radio. I know that there are several, including my mother, probably scratching her head. But here at the first quarter break from Chambers Gymnasium, Paoli leads at 16-10. We'll come back for second quarter action right after this.
Wouldn't it be great to find a dealer that puts their customer satisfaction over their profits? Well, you have. Eddie Gilstrap Motors in Salem, Indiana has been your hometown Ford dealership for over 80 years. No hassle, no pressure, and ranked in the top 6% nationwide for customer service. Specializing in Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, Eddie Gilstrap Motors is your one-stop shop for your sales, service, and auto body repair needs. Visit us today at EddieGilstrapMotors.com or come see us at 207 South Main Street, downtown Salem, Indiana.
We come to the second quarter here from Chambers Gymnasium, home of the Paoli Rams. Senators in their season opener start the second quarter facing a 16-10 deficit. Bousman out there with Brown, Sanford, Green, and Michael Lopp. And Sanford cleans up the offensive glass, gets his first bucket of the season, make it now 16-12. Again, Michael Lopp into the ball game. We saw a couple of quarters of JV action. Lopp, a 5'8 junior, underneath. Nice steal by Lopp. Turnover number 3 for the Rams, and back to the other end we go.
Nice little dig down by Mike.
Out front, Parker with it, swings it across now to Holden, gets into the paint, high post, kicks out to Sanford, thought about a three, and he'll try to step through a double and be whistled for a travel. So that's turnover number 5. Bosley quickly back into the ball game. So it'll be Bosley out there with Zane Anderson into the ball game. And it's 6'4", so a couple of big bodies out there for the Rams. Also out there on the floor right now, Aaron Busick, along with Parker Sullivan. And number 42, Carson Little. Senators stick with the man-to-man. Little will try to go to the hole with his speed against Lopp. Could not get it to go.
Sullivan with the offensive rebound
able
and
to get the
putback.
follow. Make it 18-12 as we try to find our sea legs, so to speak. A rough start for us for the season. Not what I was anticipating being here an hour and a half before the JV game, as Brown has it underneath left side. Almost drug the pivot foot. Kicks it out to Green. Now off to Sanford. Right in front of the Paoli bench, right side. And we're going to have a foul.
No. Oh, is it?
They're going to get Lopp.
Okay.
Lopp for a clear out.
Thought maybe they'd go 3 seconds, but trying to set a back screen.
The 5th team foul. Paoli has committed only 3 to this juncture. Minute and a half gone by or so here in the second quarter. 18-12. Again, it's Lopp, Sanford, Bowsman, Brown, and Green on the floor right now for Coach Sullivan. 10-16 last year in his first season at the helm of the Senator program. Also picked up the program's 5th sectional title in program history. Sullivan out front, gives it off to Little with the speed. Again, working against Lopp. Gives it off to Busick, back out to Bosley. Deep three, right side will go. And Bosley now with 5 in this first half. Make it 21-12, largest lead of the night for the Rams at 9.
Yeah, after that, I mean, Senators need to answer here. It's just not shooting well. Need to take it back inside, but, you know, with Jake being on the bench, that's easier said than done when you have Bryce Brown as your big down there, Mike Lopp.
Farmer on the bench
Ooh,
with
he
strength with
doubled.
those 2
Yeah.
apiece, and Sanford called for the double dribble, and that's 2 turnovers already here in the quarter, 6.5. And it'll be the Rams to reset it again. Little will bring it across the timeline, be met by Lopp. Look for a high screen from Sullivan to the right. Going a little 2-3 high set. Out front, Bosley in the middle. We'll try to run a little scissor cut off of him. Little will try to get to the hole, and this will be a second foul already on Lopp off the bench. So team foul number 6 as Paoli creeps closer to the bonus.
Yeah, it's I know you were going to talk a lot about the foul trouble, staying out of foul trouble to begin. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened for the Senators.
Bosley kicks corner, and Little this time with that first very quick step will be whistled for the travel. So turnover number 2 of the quarter, 4 of the half on the Rams. 5:20 to play before the break. 21-12 your score. Senators have trailed the duration of the half. Left side of the floor on the wing. Sanford feeds high post to Brown, gives it up now to Green. Right back to Sanford. He'll take it strong to the hoop and off the glass for 2. Give him 4 all in this quarter, and it's 21-14. 3 minutes gone by in the period.
Needed that one. Now you got to string together a couple stops here. Just kind of weather the storm until we can get Jake back in.
Isaac Cornett McBride into the ball game. A 6'3" freshman.
Bosley nails another one.
Yep, that's his second triple as he starts to heat up now with 8. Make it 24-14, first double-digit lead of the night for the Rams. To the other end, Holden tries to go off the dribble, and he'll be fouled, I believe, by Busick with a little arm bar check. And for Busick, that'll be his first. Check that. Yeah, first foul on Busick. Team foul number 4.
Kind of the way it goes. One of those that you kind of wish that one didn't get called, because I think he was on his way for a uncontested layup.
Little checks out. John Moon back in. Holden gets bumped by Busick. Nowhere to go. Picked up his dribble in the mid-post and had to kick it back out to Sanford. Around the horn it goes now to Parker, who kicks it back across to Sanford, working against Bosley. He'll drive in over Moon. Couldn't get the shot to go. Got his own rebound, and he'll wisely bring it back out. They clear the lane for him. Nowhere to go. Kicks to Parker. Parker, dribble drive, and the right baseline friendly to Parker Green as he gets his first 2 of the night. Make it 24-16, and we've got a timeout again on the floor. 4:02 to go here in the second quarter. of play. It's a 30-second timeout called by Coach Sullivan. He's burned one of each. And while we have a moment to catch our breath and try to get things back on track, we want to remind you again, on live stream only, we decided just to roll with that for the simple fact that we just could not get a radio connection. No comp line available, could not get it to work. We tried the cell phone. Greg and Becky could hardly hear us, and just basically made the call, Coach. I'm not going to put a junk product on the air. I'm just not. If they can't hear us, what's the use?
Yeah,
because it's sketchy enough getting reception sometimes on the 1220 dial anyway.
I find it really hard to believe that Paoli doesn't have a comp line.
Well, they do have two comp lines.
They're just not
Neither
working.
one are active. And that's the first time we've experienced that here.
As I say, I know we had done it before here.
So we'll go back to work. Coach Cole wipes the sweat from his brow. And Coach Sullivan on the other end steps to the end of the bench as he'll watch this possession from down in the corner. 3:51 and counting, second quarter to play. Music with it, left side, tries to feed down low to Bosley and Holden there to steal it away. Turnover number 5. Now the half for the Rams, as the Senators try to claw their way back into it. Down by as many as 10 just a moment ago at 24-14.
Nice find by Brown.
And Bryce drops the dime into the low
Lopp.
post, and Lopp goes at the piggy bank. So Michael Lopp with his first 2 varsity points of the season. 24-18 now, 6-point game, but we'll go the other way with another turnover.
Yeah, Holden
And
did
this
a nice job there looking for a back cut to Bosley, and Holden did a nice job. He got a little elbow out there, Bosley did, so they caught him that time.
So that'll be team foul number 5 to add insult to injury, and that foul will actually go against Parker Sullivan, his first.
Ooh. Not too sure about that one.
6-5 on the foul count. As both teams creep closer to the bonus, coming up on the 3-minute mark. Brown with it, high post, kicks to Green. 24-18. Senators keep inching their way back with both with both Farmer and Strange on the bench with 2 apiece. Holden works out top. Tried to go off the dribble against Little back into the ball game for.
Yeah, Little had both hands on Holden. Kind of seems ticky-tacky, but we've had a couple of those as well.
Gave Bobbitt a breather there. 2:54 to go. Let's reset it across the way. 16 foul now for the Rams. So
Too sure
next
who
one will
that
be
is.
bonus either way, unless it's a player control, as that one goes against Little, his first. Into the corner. Nice speed, nice take, and Harrison finishes at the glass again. Another nice dribble drive take for the
Yeah, we're
6'3"
much
senior.
better when we're confident and going. You can see he's had a couple floaters, tried a Euro step, but man, when he gets, it's like out there receiving on the football field. When he's confident, man, he's tough to stop.
6-0 run for the Senators as we inch closer to the 2-minute warning here in this first half. 24-20. Out front, Moon with it, tries to feed into the low post. Holden there to poke it away from Bosley. Comes closing out quick on Bosley, who misses the shot. Rebound fought for underneath. Shot no good for Cornette McBride, and we'll have a
Nice
rebound.
shot. Bryce
foul.
Brown's playing well.
Bryce coming in, doing a lot of the dirty work here. Down low, undersized, but getting the job done on the boards. And this will be the 17th foul on the Rams. Coach Cole does not like the call, does not agree with it. And that'll be the second foul on Carson Little. So we'll step to the other end where Bryce Brown will go to the free throw line for the 1 and bonus. He was 0 for 3 last year in varsity play from the stripe. Let's see if he changes that here early in the season, and he cannot. Leaves that short on the front end, and the Ramblers will race it back the other way. Under 2 minutes to go in the half. Moon with it, out top on the wing, takes a screen from Sullivan.
It's a moving
Kick it
screen.
across now to Little, right back to Moon, tries to go high post and does. To Cornette McBride, and they'll feed down low to Bosley, and that was a
Oh
clean.
my!
That was a clean block. Ouch. And the packed house behind us and to our left. A lot of Senator fans in the building tonight. Great crowd. Coach
They called it on Holden.
Ouch. Well, if you're watching on the YouTube,
Was that not Parker or was it Holden?
you saw it for yourself. You make the call. 1:42 to play. 17 fouls apiece. That's Holden's first. And Bosley to the free throw line. He's now 0 for 3 on the night. Second one is up and good. So finally able to cash one and make it 25-20. Brett come in for the Rams, 12 of 15 for 80%. Not showing that shooting prowess here from the line in this first half.
He's knocked down a couple threes that have hurt us, but
coming up on 90 seconds to play. Out front, Sanford with it. They'll go low post to Holden. He'll back down. Little fadeaway jumper on the baseline. Just a little long off the back iron. Moon clears the board. Off to Busick. Now in the front court quickly to Bosley, who feeds underneath. Cornette McBride could not hold on. Turnover number 5 of the quarter and 7 of the half for the Rams. 25-20. Senators hanging tough here on the road in their opener. In the corner, Parker double teamed, had it poked away, and it's stolen as Busick will feed it ahead. And to the other end, Cornette McBride drugged the pivot foot, no call, and Moon's going to get the fadeaway jumper. Wow, even some Paoli fans down in front of us are putting their hand over their face. They know. 45 seconds to play. And again, if you're watching on the screen, you saw it. You make the call at home. 40 seconds to play. Holden into the high post, lays it off underneath. And Lopp was not ready for it. Lopp, Brown, Green, Bousman, and Sanford. That's been the 5 here. It's done the dirty work in this second quarter of play. We'll see if the Senators hold for one. Sanford with it now on the left wing. Looks back to Holden. Try to get it to him. Busick trying to deny. And about takes Holden to the floor. That'll be team foul number 8. Busick, I believe, his second. We'll have substitutions here as Little will check back in.
If they didn't call that one, I'd have been telling Clayton, you need to be the perfect time for one of those. Get my first tee of the year. Wow.
Holden he hits the first, misses the second. I'm sorry, missed that one.
The first one.
About 27-20, I'm all messed up here tonight as Bosley will get a basket to go right before the half. So 29-20. So we try to still continue to get things sorted out. 9-point lead for the Rams, not their biggest of the half. They led it 24-14. That was their only double-digit lead of the first half of play. So we'll try to hit the reset button. We'll take a minute to hear a word from a couple of sponsors. And we will come back to begin our halftime report brought to you by McDonald's on South Main Street in Salem right after.
At American Family Insurance, we know your life has many moving parts, from your 4 wheels to your hard-earned home and the financial future of your family. We'll cover the things that matter most. Bundle your home and auto policies for possible savings and add life insurance for convenient, future-focused protection so you can keep dreaming towards what's next. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For details, contact Rodney Bruff, agent at Rodney S. Bruff Agency Incorporated. Call 812-277-1400 or stop by 1528 L Street in Bedford today.
We're here at McDonald's Gymnasium for tonight's game. It's time to introduce the starting lineup, and the crowd is on their feet and they're going wild. And here comes the new players. We've got the premium quarter pounders coming in tonight, alongside the chicken classic sandwiches. Playing forward tonight, we have got one-of-a-kind McWrap. Guarding your hunger, it looks like we've got McDouble and McChicken coming in. And starting in the center court tonight will be Big Mac. Look on the sideline, folks. We have Chicken McNuggets cheering tonight alongside those golden delicious fries. Hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into Salem McDonald's, right here on Main Street, before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink, that famous Mickey D sweet tea, or something from their full line of smoothies and McCafe coffee drinks. Order inside from 4 a.m. to 11, or get that one-of-a-kind taste 24 hours at the drive-thru. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Here we come to Chambers Gymnasium where it is halftime and the Senators trail at 29-20. They have trailed the entire first half of play as the Rams jumped out to a quick 8-1 advantage, but the Senators facing a double-digit deficit of 24-14 was able to claw their way back with a little 6-0 run, got back into the ball game, but then the Rams, nice finish, even though maybe a couple of questionable possessions on each end of the floor for both ball clubs, lead the Rams to this 9-point advantage here at the break. And again, if you're just tuning in or if you tuned in late, it's been a messed up night for the Senators from the start, and that includes us as well. Only on the live stream tonight, as had trouble getting on the air, but we will roll on with our McDonald's halftime report nonetheless and bring you some of the stats from this first half of play, if they're even right. Who knows at this point? I'm not really sure of anything this evening. Hobie Bobbitt, senior 6-foot guard, scoreless in the first half for the Rams. John Moon, 2 points in the first half for him coming in the second quarter of play. Brett Bosley, slow start for him, 2 points in the first quarter, but then answered with 9 more. So Bosley with 11 here at the break, if my math is correct. Busick started out the game on fire. He had the first 14 of the game for the Rams. Did not score in the second quarter, but he got in foul trouble. He's sitting on the bench with 2 to end the half. So Busick helping lead the charge for the Rams with 14 of the team's 29. Parker Sullivan chips in 2 off the bench. A number of Rams play, but none of them able to tally off the bench, including Zane Anderson, Carson Little, Isaac Cornett, McBride, and Caleb Van Meter. The Rams go 3 of 6 from the line in the first half for just 50%, and they have 7 turnovers as well in that first half. 5 of those 7 actually came in that second quarter when the Senators were able to go on a little run of their own. Meanwhile, for West Washington and Coach Sullivan in the first half of play, he gets 5 from Holden, all in that first quarter. It was a slow start for him. Second quarter didn't prove much other than a missed free throw on the front end of the bonus. Parker Green with 2 points as well at the half. Got to get those two going with their motors churning a little bit offensively here in this second half to give us a chance. Harrison Sanford with 6 all in the second quarter of play. A couple nice dribble drives for him, but can't find the range from distance. Chase Farmer and Jake Strange, we talked about it early. Foul trouble for both of them, picking up 2 apiece. Chase with 2 points as well to match the 2 personals. Those came in the first quarter. Jake Strange with 3 points on 1 of 2 free throw shooting and a 2-point field goal off the bench. Bryce Brown, Nash Huff, and Michael Lopp all see action. 3 juniors. Brown goes 0 of 1 from the stripe. Michael Lopp chips in 2. Nash Huff goes scoreless for the Senators in that first half of play. Senators with 4 turnovers in that first quarter, 3 in the second for a total of 7. So both teams with 7 possessions given away through the first 16 minutes of action. After the first quarter, Paoli led at 16-10. The Senators, though, able to fight back a little bit, made it a little bit closer as the Rams outscore them just 13-10 in that second period, and they hold the 29-20 advantage here at the half. Again, the Rams 3 of 6 from the line for 50% in the half. Nothing to write home about. Senators just 1 of 4, I believe, from the stripe in the first half as well for 25%. So neither team burning down the nets necessarily from the stripe. Both teams just kind of playing in very sporadic chunks on the offensive end.
Yeah, and that's one thing, and it happened last year too. And obviously coming off of a long football, semi-state run to make that a short preseason or however you want to say it for the Senators here. One thing that they really did the last couple of years, they struggled shooting a 3 to start out the year. We were 1 for 8 for 13% in that first half. I mean, it just although they were 8 of 14, inside the arc, so that's 57%. So obviously, until you can get those basketball legs under you, you gotta be able to see what's working. We need to get Jake back in there where we can feed the post. Bryce Brown did a nice job in there, so did Michael Lopp, but you got to get that big 6'5" juggernaut back into the lane. So, but again, it came down to shooting. I mean, they said they shot 11 for 22 from the field, which is 50%, and 50% from three-point land. So, 4 of 8. So rebounding-wise, they have 14 with 5 offensive. Senators have 11 with 5 offensive. 8 assists for both. So everything's pretty even except for we were 1 for 8 from behind the line.
Senators got a little bit of work to do. They're back out on the floor for their second half warm-up. About 2 minutes left. We'll step aside, take a break here from America Flea Market here in Salem. And we'll come back and get you ready for the third quarter of action right after this.
Come visit America Flea Market in Salem. We've got over 22,000 square feet of treasures and one of the largest indoor flea markets in Kentuckiana. Located at 110 Progress Boulevard in Salem, we're one of the ultimate destinations for picking and saving and a fun place to shop. We have over 70 vendors and a huge selection of new, used, antique, primitive, and vintage items. Beat the heat. Stop in our air-conditioned store. Come and see us Tuesday through Sunday. We open up at 11 a.m. America Flea Market, where pickers pick and shoppers save.
Coach Gibson, I think it's fair to say sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. And I'm not sure about the boys in blue down there right now. It's too early to call it. Down 9 at the half. Still plenty of time to go, but right now I feel like the big bug on the windshield here.
We're going to have to do something about that. You know, and again, we got the, you hate to open up with a strong conference foe, but then again, we got a double dip as well. We play again tomorrow night at home. So you want to make sure you finish this half strong, and you want to make sure you have a little bit of momentum. I mean, obviously 9 points, 9-point swing is easily made up, but we're going to have to do it without fouling. I mean, we got to move our feet a little bit better instead of reaching with hands, and we have to make sure we keep them off of the boards. Second chance opportunities have been a big factor as well.
Buckle your seatbelts, because away we go in the third quarter as Sullivan will knock down a 16-foot jumper as Harrison Sanford hit the deck and was slow to get up. So Sullivan now with 4 on the night, make it now a 31-20 advantage, largest lead of the night for the Rams at 11. And we'll get an offensive foul in the high post. And this one's going to go against Jakes. That's going to be his third. It took him all of 21 seconds to pick up his third personal, and Bryce Brown gets the call. So this is what we were going to talk about in the
maybe
pregame.
I didn't see what was going on, but that sure seemed to be a little ticky-tack right there.
That's going to also
20
go as
seconds
a turnover.
into the
So the 8th of the night for West Washington. Just over a half minute gone by here in the third. It sure looked like Moon drug the pivot foot. Nonetheless, they're swinging around the perimeter and into the ball game. Bobbitt kicks out to Moon. His 3 off the mark, no good. Nice back tap by Bobbitt to Moon, who had it rejected from Sanford. Sanford will bring it out of traffic and leave it off for Farmer. He'll slow it up and wait for the cavalry to arrive, as Parker will leave it off now to Holden. And Bobbitt upset with the body check. He was in Holden's shorts practically. Got to keep your hands off of people on the dribble drive, young man. That's just the way it goes. 59 seconds in, and Bobbitt will have a seat as he picks up his third of the game. And so now we will have a change here. And the officials are talking to Dusty Cole. Dusty grabs the towel, throws the hands on the hips, and he doesn't seem to be too amused with this crew either, as Caleb Van Meter will check in for Bobbitt. Van Meter out there with Moon, Busick, Bosley, and Sullivan for the Senators. It is Farmer, Brown, Green, Bousman, and Sanford. And it took Van Meter all of about a second, literally, to be whistled for his first personal of the night. Already team foul number 2 for the Rams, so it's a race to see who gets in the bonus, I guess, here in this third quarter. 1 minute gone by in the period, 31-20. There's a third. There has literally been 1 second went off the clock.
1 minute, yeah, 1 minute.
No, 1 second.
One, yes.
With 3 fouls, 2 of them dead ball. And that one goes against Moon. his first, team foul number 3. So that's one saving grace, if you will, in this third quarter already. If the Senators can get in the bonus early and knock down some free throws, it's good for them to be able to try to score with the clock stopped. All up on a minute and a half nearly gone by here in the third. Parker with it in front of the Senators coaching staff. And as he had it poked away, and it'll be a steal. Turnover number 9, and then Busick will give it right back on the travel for team turnover number 8 for the Rams. 6:38 to go in the third, 31-20.
Offense is just kind of on the struggle bus right now, isn't it?
For which team? Both?
Well, for the Senators, that sure seemed like foul.
It's getting pretty handsy out there, both ends of the floor. Just over 90 seconds gone by in the period, and we're going to have another foul. And that's going to draw an applause, maybe a little bit of sarcasm as well from the Senator faithful behind us up in the upper deck here of the gymnasium, as well as the cheer block down below. And that one is going to go against Busick, his third. Coach Gibson, I just got a text from Craig that he showed me that said we're on the air on 1220. So I don't know. Apparently it's coming through. I don't know. I thought you disconnected the call.
I thought I did too.
I'm not sure. I feel like I'm in the twilight zone. What
but I'm
even
not
happened
real sure
there?
who just. Bosley got the rebound, but I don't know who scored. Now they're calling.
That's a turnover. That's number 10. We're going to need you to run the replay back. Either that or ask Dave. Bosley got the offensive board.
Oh, he got the defensive board down here.
But on this end.
Yeah, you got me. I was still writing it down.
We'll get back to that. 33-20, a 13-point lead. Short on the 3. Bosley can't get that one to go. Rebound tracked down in the corner by Bladen Patton. 6'1", reserve off the bench, seeing his first minutes of the night. He is a sophomore. 2.5 gone by now in the third, and we will have a foul out front.
That's how I talked about it. Second chance points. I mean, they've got 2 offensive boards already.
This one's going to go on Sanford, and that will be team foul number 3 of the half for the Senators. Rams have committed 4. Jury still out on that last Paoli basket. Sullivan with it out front. Wild with the dribble. Gives it off to Patton. Around the horn it goes from Moon to Van Meter. Back to Moon. And so be patient with the dribble out top. Van Meter brings it back up top to Patton. Now look down low. Bosley now gets it in the post. Working against Farmer. Farmer trying to cut him off baseline. And it'll ping pong off the hands of Moon. Deflected into the backcourt. Now it'll be turnover number 9 for the Rams. So apparently, I've misspoken all along. Apparently, we are on 12:20. Greg or Becky, if that's the case, will you please send us a text and let us know? I'm getting a text from Mom. I'm getting one from Craig saying we're on both. So either way, glad to have you along with us as Holden gets tied up. He never picked up his pivot.
Yeah, I don't know if he
Ron.
ever.
I'll tell you what. Sometimes life does things to test your patience, and it's doing a lot tonight for me. 4:47 and counting third quarter. Van Meter with it on the left wing. Gives it now to Bosley on the right side. He'll work it against Farmer. Senators stick with the man-to-man. Sanford out there with Brown. Farmer, Green, Bousman. Ball poked away for a moment. Van Meter controls. Now off to Sullivan. In the corner it goes to Patton. He looks at Moon in the post trying to work against Brown. They could not get it to him. 4:23 and counting. Out front, Bosley. Chase doing a great job of just not giving him much space as Moon will take a deep 3, an orthodox release, but he gets it to go. And Moon now has 5 on the night. Make it now,
Danger time for the Senators.
Make it now a 36-20 score.
Not that Paoli's lighting it up in this quarter, but it's 6-0.
Underneath, Holden goes strong, gets fouled. Late whistle. We'll get Van Meter, I believe, on this one. That'll be his second. Team foul number 5, and Coach Sullivan says, I've seen enough, big fella. Get off the bench and keep your hands off of people as Jake will check back in. Holden to go back to the line, 0 for 1 on the night. Last year shot it at 63%. That one rattles out no good. Holden just cannot find the range from any point on the floor. Brown will have a seat. Strange back in. So back to the original starting 5. 3 juniors and 2 seniors. Holden knocks down the second. That's Holden, this is his 6th point thus far, and it is the first point of the half at the 3:54 mark. And we'll have a timeout on the floor for everybody to hit the reset button. 3:52 to go in the third. It's a full timeout for Dusty Cole and the Rams, his first one of the night. We'll take a break to step aside, hear a word from another sponsor, and we'll come back with more right after this.
Papa John's Salem here to make it snow through the holiday season with some great prices. We are offering 50% off of all pizzas until the end of the year. Ask for our Festive 50 special when you call in or use promo code Festive50 online. That's FESTIVE50. We also have great holiday bundle specials for businesses and schools. Call in and ask our team about these great deals. Call in today or go online to check out our other great prices. Happy holidays from your better ingredients, better pizza, Salem Papa John's.
We're getting one mystery solved at a time here. A lot of cold cases in this first half and third quarter thus far. We did figure out one mystery, and that basket that we missed earlier was for Van Meter. Apparently, in some magic way, you're still hooked up. We're on 1220. We're on the live stream feed.
That's just how good my phone is, man.
I'm glad something's working finally. It's a nice take, will fall. Little teardrop floater for Van Meter over the trees down low. Makes it now 38-21. Senators just super stagnant on the offensive end in this quarter.
9-1 this quarter.
Almost look a little lost at times. Senators go with a little 1-4 high set, kind of their horns version of a set. As they'll kick it back across. And Sanford will get it into the high post. Nowhere to go. Cut off. He'll try to step through. Count it in. One. Nice move on Moon, who thought he traveled. And that's Harrison's 8th point of the night. And he'll go to the free throw line for the first time this season. 15-point game, still time to work. But again, ideally, when you're down like this, you want to get it down in that 8 to 10-point range at the quarter break to really give yourself a chance. That's team foul number 6 on the Rams. So good news is
nice job by
one
4.
more will be in the
Oh, are they calling
bonus.
that on Chase? Oh, my goodness.
Gonna get a foul on Farmer. That is his 3rd. So for the Senators, that's 14 fouls now. Again, Paoli was 6. So the next one will put the Senators in the bonus. Coming up on 3 minutes to go here in the third. It's a 15-point game at 38-23. Farmer giving fits to Bosley out top. Sullivan left all alone. Baseline jumper long. Holden skies for the rebound. He'll quickly push to the other end. Jake out front. Holden will look to take it himself. Tries to scoop it underneath. Could not get it to fall. And Harrison does a good job of tying up Moon. And on the alternating possession, it'll stay on this end with West Washington. 2:47 to play in the quarter. 38-23. 1-4 low set. Holden will take a screen on a pass through from Sanford. And we'll get Moon on a hold as him and Harrison Sanford getting a little bit chippy on the last couple of possessions. And that's team foul number 7. So the Senators, with 2:47 to go in the third, will be into the bonus. Down 15 at 38-23. Sanford 0 for 1 on the night. Just shot it at 55% last season, and that one will not fall as the Rams will clear the board. And to the other end, Patton gives it up. And a nice will play underneath and a nice block.
Jake or Holden, I couldn't tell.
Jake and Holden, I think both. We'll give them both credit for both got a piece of Sullivan's layup into the other end off the scoop. Harrison couldn't get the layup to fall. And Patton will clear out the board, let traffic get out of his face. And he'll give it up to Bosley. Now in the front court it goes to Van Meter, who's played more probably tonight on the varsity stage than he has through the first 3 games, according to Coach Sullivan in the scouting report. Rolling up on 2 minutes to go. Bosley with it. He drives. He'll try to sky, and he leaves it off at the rim for 2 more. Bosley's first points, though, of the half. 13 in the game for Bosley, under 2 to go, 40-23. Jake underneath spins, and we're going to have a foul on the floor, and they're going to get Bosley, who was pinned down low. Paoli fans, along with Coach Cole, disagreeing. There's not been a lot to agree with this crew from either bench here tonight.
Yeah, I'm not real impressed with this this crew.
So that's the 8th team foul, second on Bosley. Strange back to the line, just a 61% shooter last year. Jake 1 of 2 up to this attempt. He hits the first, so giving 2 of 3 on the night. Coach, that's just our 4th point of the quarter. We got to get more production out of this veteran group as Jake knocks them both down. Give him now 5 in the ball game. Back to a 15-point lead, 40-25 for the Rams.
Get a couple stops here.
Van Meter with it, left wing.
I mean, you can just tell the legs are they're starting to get tired because we let them get a couple second chance points.
And underneath they go back to Bosley, and they're going to get Jake for his 4th. And Coach Sullivan tells the junior big man to chill out. That's going to be his 4th. Coach Sullivan probably ought to get a sub here. You don't want another nickel dimer with just over a minute and a half to go. And Jake be done for the night as Bosley leaves that one long off the back iron. He struggled tonight, just 1 of 5 now from the stripe. Jake will check out. Bryce Brown back in to go with Green, Bousman, Sanford, and Farmer. Left that one short as well, and Harrison clears the board. So Senators catch a break on that possession.
That's the one thing where we're kind of, unfortunately, we're not. I mean, they were 3 of 6 at halftime on free throws, 0 for 2, so they're 3 of 8. Fortunately, we're not doing a whole lot to catch up.
Sanford to Green. We've got to have a sense of urgency at some point, get the wheels churning as Holden thought about 3 and throws that one away. Turnover number 5 of the quarter, and Van Meter to the other end. Will score off of a breakaway layup, a smidge of a cherry pick, 6 points in the game for him, and it's 42-25. Holden with it, left side, nowhere to go, has to kick it back out to Sanford. A little bit of a 2-3 matchup on this possession. Forces a 6th turnover of the quarter and 13th of the game.
Not a lot of confidence out there on that end of the floor with these guys.
13th of the game. It is Friday the 13th. That's been our problem all along.
We get a do-over. Say, let's stop this right now. We'll play in the afternoon and then Lutheran in the
doubleheader. I don't think we want to see a doubleheader the way it's going now. 40 seconds and counting, third quarter. 42-25. Senators already in the bonus. Bosley got a shove off, and there it is. So that's going to be a turnover. Their 10th of the game. Bosley will pick up his 3rd. Used a little forearm shiver and cleared Chase Farmer almost into the padding underneath on the goal support. So Bosley will sit down with 3. Moon back in, but they go with Van Meter. Zane Anderson also into the ball game. 32, Dexter Brown in with Parker Sullivan. That makes up the 5 for the Rams. Parker with it. Sends it across now to Harrison. They'll try to go back across the floor to Holden. No pump fake, no fundies, and that leads to another turnover and steal. Brown clears the board, and he'll give it off to Holden. And he'll try to feed it ahead to Sanford, and Sanford will clean it off the glass, but misses it. And the Senators now just, hey, there's no other way to say this, but UGLY on the offensive end is what this is. That foul's going to be on Harrison out of frustration after blowing the layup. His 2nd of the night, team foul number 6. Next one puts the Rams in the bonus. Sullivan dribble handoff, Van Meter deep 3, that one long. Sanford will clear it from 3-quarter court, couldn't get it to go. And that's the way this, well, I can't even find an adjective for this quarter offensively, if that tells you anything. This very poor offensive 3rd quarter comes to a close for the Senators. Just 5 points for them in the period, 3 of those 5 from the stripe. They trail at 42-25 as we roll into the 4th quarter of play. We'll hear a word from Ernstberger Orthodontics, one of our sponsors, and we'll come back with the 4th quarter right after this.
Dr. Seth again from Ernstberger Orthodontics. Now, we've been tackling crooked teeth and bad bites with braces and Invisalign out of our Salem location for a while, and we absolutely love coming to the new office. We're so pumped to be able to offer a local option for folks wanting to improve their smile without so much driving and missed work and school. Not to mention, we're loving getting to know and support the wonderful Washington County schools, teams, and communities. When it's time for you or your family, smile with us at Ernstberger Orthodontics in New Albany and now Salem.
Back we come for the fourth quarter, and we hope it's a tale of two quarters in this half for the Senators, who put up just 5 in that third period of play, and they trail at 42-25, a tall order for the boys in blue.
They almost have to be like a load for a 25-point quarter somehow.
And lock it down defensively. Bosley ducked the shoulder on Chase, who was trying to body up. Chase will pick up his fourth. So him and Jake with 4 apiece. They battled the foul plague all night long. That's team foul number 7, and that will send Brett Bosley, the 6'6" junior standout for Dusty Cole's Rams, back to the free throw line where he has been on the struggle bus tonight. And he missed that on the front end of the bonus. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just 1 of 7 for Bosley.
I mean, obviously people are watching. They saw. I mean, that was a foul.
Underneath, kick out, Parker, 3, and that won't go either. Nothing going right. Chase had it blocked from behind, and that one's going to be called on Busick, who thought he got it clean. That'll be, I believe, his 4th team foul number 9, shooting foul anyway, with the late whistle, and it'll be Chase Farmer to the line. Last year, Chase was 5 of 13. Not a lot of trips to the stripe for him last season for just 39%. That one, though,
that looked good.
Pretty smooth like silk. His first points of the half, actually first points since the beginning of the game. He chipped in 2 early, so give him 3 now on the night. And that one did not. And that one fairly ugly, to say the least. 42-26. Just over a half minute gone by here in the fourth quarter of play. Bosley with it out front.
Coach Jones, I can't handle sitting on that stool again.
And Bosley with a little fadeaway jumper. Can't get anything from the free throw line to fall, but working that mid-range game here tonight. 44-26.
Yeah, he's hit 3 of those tonight.
The other side, Harrison's going to have to take those threes, and that's a walk. I mean, what are you going to do? Are you going to shoot the 3, take the miss, give your teammates a chance to clear a weak side board? Are you going to try to take it to the hole, which he wasn't even looking to shoot, and turn it over?
Right.
You got to know the time, got to know the score, the situation. You got an opening, you got to take it.
It's just been a bad
and it's not
opener.
like he can't hit one from outside. As out of frustration, Holden's going to get called for the body check. Senators will pick up their 8th personal of the half, so 2 more, and the Rams will be in the double bonus, which the Senators already are. Rams looking to win their 3rd straight, move to 3-1, come in ranked 14th in Class 2A in this week's polls. Senators open the season ranked 18th in 1A, but they won't stay there long with this performance tonight.
No, and I think, like I said, I mean, we had a long football run. You know, I think it's going to take these. This won't be the finished product. I guarantee. You know, it's going to take them a little bit. But this was definitely an ugly debut.
Toby Bobbitt's first points of the night. And the thing about it was, it really wasn't that as bad as it was in the first half. It really wasn't that bad, being down only 9. But that third quarter, oof. It's one where you hope you lose the tape, or maybe you just.
Yeah, at one point it was
away.
25-20, I think, because we'd actually had it down. You know, it was 16-10 after 1. We actually had that 6-pointer. They got another short ranger.
Jumper will go for Isaac Cornett McBride. His first points of the night, make it 47-26. Largest lead of the night at 21 underneath.
Just
Jake,
go up
why are you even pump faking? You are 6'5". And nobody around you. turnover number 9 of the half, 16th of the game for the Senators. Again, when you catch down low,
I don't know
just
what he's
shoot
looking
it.
back
You're
for.
down 21.
I mean, is
There's
he worried
why,
that Bobbitt or Bosley's coming from behind? Or?
Well, okay, Sullivan gets the basket. Answer me this, Coach. If he comes from behind 9 times out of 10, unless you're getting it after it's been released, what's going to be called?
Do you think it's foul?
A foul.
You're 6'5".
So don't worry about it. Again, point blank range, and we're trying to pass it in traffic instead of just shoot it.
No,
I'm lost for words. I don't know what the reasoning here is. I mean,
and then they get the air ball, but they get the rebound.
Frustration, I understand. 2-on-1 break. Farmer had Holden, had it poked away, could have left it off. 5:20 to go. This is like, I've felt a lot recently like I've been dreaming. I would ask you to pinch me, but I'm afraid it might hurt.
Yeah, yeah.
1-4 low set. A little discombobulated, but get it into Holden. A little fadeaway floater won't go one-handed. Jake comes up, though, with the offensive board off the ping-pong effect. And Parker will try the floater. His won't go, and the Senators. Whew. I don't recall a game last year being this ugly offensively. And I know, got to work the kinks out. I know, tough opponent on the road to start. But you know what? It would have been Salem at home otherwise to start the season. So pick your poison. Ball's deflected away. 4:52 to go. 49-26. Bosley has it. Deep three, left side. That one in and out, no good. Holden clears the board. And far be it from me to be negative Nelly. I'm not. I'm just telling it like it is. We've had opportunities to try to score at the basket. Little things. We've had open shots. You don't pass them up when you're down this far. Right there. Pump fake. Go. 2 dribbles. You got to have that. It's the little things. It'll come with time. I know it will. But sometimes you just got to play basketball. You got to be an instinctive
And then, like
ball
I said,
player.
I mentioned it a while ago. There's no confidence down here on this end.
Zero.
And you got to forget about that and go. It's like everybody's holding the ball too long. Nobody's taking the correct. Everybody kind of standing around on this end too. So. And, I mean, even last year, even as a freshman, when Holden and Parker struggle, we struggle.
Yeah.
And they're definitely on the struggle bus tonight.
Farmer, in the meanwhile, knocks down 2 attempts, make it now a 49-28 ball game. Sullivan with it out top. Leaves it off for Bobbitt. Back to Sullivan on the left side. He'll pass out of the double team. Back to Bobbitt. Thought about the stop and pop. Instead, leaves it off for Bosley. Goes mid-post to Cornette McBride. Back out, around it goes left side. Now to Busick. And the Rams will be patient, try to chew some clock here halfway through this 4th quarter. It's felt like it's been a 15-minute period instead of an 8. And Busick double team. He'll be fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. Holden will pick up his 3rd of the night, team foul number 9. And here's the big thing, and we're going to talk about this, I'm sure, again in the post game. You can't let Paoli beat you twice in one weekend. You know what I mean? This can't
Misses
be
the free throw, and they get the offensive board.
You can't have a hangover from tonight and let it affect play against a weaker Trinity Lutheran team at home in your home opener tomorrow night.
Right, yeah, they need to flush this one. Would not even, I'm not even sure I would even talk about it.
Bobbitt leaves it off for Busick, who had again the hot hand with the first 14 of the game for the Rams. Knocks down a little mid-range jumper here. His first points since that first quarter, so give him 16 on the night, 51-28. Holden with it, leaves it off underneath.
He did it again.
Another pause. This time he gets the basket to go. 7 for Strange. 51-30, 3 minutes to play.
I don't know what he's looking for. Just go up.
Hand closest to the ball, Bubba. Holden tried for the steal. That'll be his 4th personal. Kobe Bobbitt will go back to the free throw line, 1 of 2 on his only attempt of the night. That was just a moment ago. Making now 2 out of 3.
He's done a nice job of controlling the floor, though. He's got 6 assists.
22-point lead. Make it a 23-point advantage now for the home-standing Rams. 53-30. Lop in. Bousman will come out, and that'll be it for Holden for the night, I'm sure. 2:50 and counting here in the 4th. And a travel out front. It will come to us, but when is the question?
Right.
You know, your timetable here very short, because you got the back-to-back this weekend and a chance to bounce back tomorrow night in the home opener against, like I said earlier, a weaker Trinity Lutheran squad as Bobbitt scores on a runner, his first field goal of the night. But then you have to prepare yourself physically and mentally for another double dip that's very emotional with a holiday tourney looming at Borden next weekend. Strange. And he'll take a bump with a little knee to the backside from Zane Anderson. Gets him off the block. Problem is, Anderson will be whistled for the bulldoze job in the low post, and that will be team foul number 11 on the Rams in the half. 2:22 to play. Deuce is wild on the clock, and Strange. Knocks down the first free throw attempt. Sullivan will check out for the Rams. Jake will get one more. This one on the way. Good rotation. Got it to go as well. 55-32. Coming up on the 2-minute warning. Rams will move to 1-0 in conference play. Senators will drop to 0-1 in both conference and overall. And as Farmer got the near poke away, but then a late whistle with the body, and that'll be it for Chase as he'll check out off the bump in front of Coach Cole and the Rams bench, and that'll send Isaac Cornett McBride to the free throw line. He's got 2 on the night. Both teams in the double bonus. Chase checks out. Holden already on the bench with Sanford.
Chase did a decent job on Bosley at times. You know, they needed to rebound a little bit more. I had him for one offensive board. Now he had position several times that got knocked out of bounds, but this is, like you said, it's just kind of an ugly game. But like you said, nobody's going to feel sorry for Blue. I don't think. You know?
This is very true. Cornett McBride missed them both.
So we got to get it figured out.
2 minutes to play. 55-32. Huff with it, left side, using a lot of the dribble, taking the air out of the ball. Back to Lop. Now to Jake on the baseline. Guys are going to have time to stand and pass unless you're just trying to kill the clock and get out of dodge. Brown tries the reverse. He'll be bumped. May get Anderson for this one with a $1:46 to go. And they will get Anderson for his second. Team foul number 12. Brett Bosley's dad down in front of us after this officiating crew. I don't think there's much to harp about it with a 23-point lead and a $1:46 to go. Brown hits the first. Substitutions continue. Busick out of the ball game.
He's walking away from that one, wasn't he?
Brown 1 of 2 at the strike. 55-33. Coming up on a minute and a half to play. Cornett McBride out on the floor with Dexter Brown. Also Bladen Patton out there. Kobe Bobbitt still on the floor as senior point guard for this Rams ball club, and Isaac Cornett McBride. And the Rams just going to go a little 2-3 set. St. Anderson in the high post, and they'll just pass it around and try to kill this clock. As the seconds chip away, coming up on a minute to go. 22-point lead. for the Rams.
You can play aggressive here and try and get some steals, but I wouldn't want to be putting them on the line or anything with 50 seconds to go.
Let it run, fellas.
And it's not like Paoli just lit it up either. I mean, they were just solid. 16 points, 13 points, 13 points, 13 points, I think. So
17 turnovers and no offense
Yeah.
is a bad recipe, folks, to win a basketball game
Senators
with.
scored 10, 10, 5, and right now 8. That's not going to get it done. The only way that gets that done is if we're playing Doc Nash's Borden Braves and we slow down.
Funny you should say that, because guess who we get in the nightcap next week on Friday night? We get Doc Nash's Borden Braves indeed, as the Rams are going to move to 3-1 on the year, drop the opener to a very solid top team in 2A Linton, and now they have won 3 straight, Henryville, Lanesville, and West Washington. Senators fall as the clock expires, and the Senators drop to 0-1 overall, 0-1 of course in conference play, as they drop this one tonight. 55 to 33 is your final, as we will step aside, take a break, and gather up some stats for you. We'll come back to begin our Ace Hardware of Salem post-game report from Chambers Gymnasium here at Paoli High School. Senators again fall by 22, 55-33 is your final.
At American Family Insurance, we know your life has many moving parts, from your 4 wheels to your hard-earned home and the financial future of your family. We'll cover the things that matter most. Bundle your home and auto policies for possible savings and add life insurance for convenient, future-focused protection so you can keep dreaming towards what's next. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For details, contact Rodney Bruff, agent at Rodney S. Bruff Agency Incorporated. Call 812-277-1400 or stop by 1528 L Street in Bedford today.
We're here at McDonald's Gymnasium for tonight's game. It's time to introduce the starting lineup, and the crowd is on their feet and they're going wild. And here comes the new players. We've got the premium quarter pounders coming in tonight, alongside the chicken classic sandwiches. Playing forward tonight, we have got one-of-a-kind McWrap. Guarding your hunger, it looks like we've got McDouble and McChicken coming in. And starting in the center court tonight will be Big Mac. Look on the sideline, folks. We have Chicken McNuggets cheering tonight alongside those golden delicious fries. Hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into Salem McDonald's, right here on Main Street, before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink, that famous Mickey D sweet tea, or something from their full line of smoothies and McCafe coffee drinks. Order inside from 4 a.m. to 11, or get that one-of-a-kind taste 24 hours at the drive-thru. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Back here to Chambers Gymnasium. Senators fall on the road in conference play in their season opener. 55-33 is your final, and not a lot to write home about. And again, it's not being negative and not right out of the gate. It's just simple fact. We struggled at times last year from the field, from the three-point line, from the free throw line, different games. But I don't know if from really every aspect of the floor we struggled as a whole offensively in a game like that last year as we did tonight.
I think the word is disjointed. Is that a good adjective?
Something.
The way it looked offensively. Definitely, like I said, maybe we're still in the learning process, I guess, maybe because it just seemed like at times we were lost, and then guys started missing shots, and then the confidence really took a nosedive. So, for the Senators shoot 1 for 10 from behind the arc, that's just they decided they were not going to shoot a bunch of threes that second half. Unfortunately, they were only 2 of 9 inside the arc in the second half. So things were just kind of rough offensively, and I really think they let that in. A lot of time last year when things started rolling, they wouldn't let that transfer over to the defensive side. But I really think once they got down and struggled offensively, they kind of took some plays off defensively as well. But you can't let the a bad offense transfer over to bad defense too, and I think that happened a little bit tonight. So like you said, we got to get back. We got to get back, and I guess we get a walkthrough, right? I was going to say get to practice, but we really it may be a spirited walkthrough tomorrow, unless he's worried about legs.
I don't know. It's going to be one of two things. I really think at this point it's either going to be flush that one, pretend it didn't happen, and tomorrow night's the season opener, and you come in and you have just a light shoot around, or you come in and you basically run them through the ringer a little bit and then send them home, or just let them rest for a while. I'm really not sure what the answer is here, because sometimes, it's
and that's a tough decision to make as a head coach. You got to figure out which one are they going to respond to.
Well, and not only that, but you've got to figure out how to avoid, like I said earlier, letting Paoli beat you twice on opening weekend.
Yeah, we said that several times last year. We'd kind of struggle on a Friday, and we had to bounce back that next night. We're just going to have to do that.
Tell you what, Coach Sullivan started to make his way up, so we're going to step aside. We're going to take a break so we can sneak in a couple of sponsors that we have not got to yet.
New babies, sports physicals, 3D mammograms, primary care, pediatrics, oncology, advanced orthopedics, lung screenings, and surgery. From providing community health services to performing the most innovative procedures, the exceptional doctors, nurses, and staff at Schneck have been caring for friends, families, and neighbors for over 100 years. Schneck. Healthy together.
As we roll on with our first Ace Hardware of Salem post-game show of the year. Senators fall in a tough one here tonight on the road to open the season and conference play. 55-33 the final. We're joined now by Senator head coach Clayton Sullivan. And Coach, I said it earlier, and it's no knock on the boy.
But it's
8, Parker with 2, Holden with 6, Holden just 1 of 3 from the stripe. Parker didn't even get to the stripe. So again, I know that they know the weight on their shoulders to carry things a lot of games offensively, and they're gamers. They're going to bounce back, whether both of them or just one of them have a big game tomorrow night. At some point the dam's going to break, and they're going to open things up offensively. You just hope it's sooner rather than later for the guys that you really need in those roles.
Yeah, those two guys, they've been, like I told them before the game, you guys have been here. This isn't like it's your first varsity game ever opening night. You've done this this is your 3rd year doing this. So I'm still extremely confident. These guys are going to bounce back. They're going to come in tomorrow. They're going to come in tomorrow hungry now, and hopefully we can, take care of business on the home floor.
Well, and the thing about it was at one juncture you're down 24-14 there in the second quarter. We go on a 6-0 spurt. You actually get it to 24-20. They answer with a little 5-point flurry there to end the quarter. It's a 9-point game at the half. Despite being not very good offensively, you had to be pretty comfortable where you were at the break.
Yeah, no, we were very, very confident at halftime. Just, I know we were down, but, with Jake and Chase and that foul trouble, I thought Bryce Brown, Michael Lopp gave us really good minutes in terms of doing their job. Their job, play good defense, take care of the basketball. And I thought they did that did that in the second quarter, and that's one thing that I'll take away as a positive. I think when they came in, Nash and Lop and Brown, I think they all did their job, and that's something that they're going to have to keep growing and building upon as the season goes along. Because you could just see it with Holden, and Parker, and Harrison, and all those guys that their legs as the game went on, they just started to leave them, and then that affects your attacking mentality too. Like we were talking about on the break, we got real passive. We were down big, and we were still passive. I think part of that is because we were so tired.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't sub Holden and Parker and Harrison until the end, but I just felt like if those guys weren't out there, it may have gotten worse than what it was. So hopefully, as the year goes on, Nash and Lop and Brown keep getting their feet wet, keep getting more confident, and then we can start finding some breathers for those guys.
Defensively tonight, you give up 55, which isn't bad. They came in averaging 53 a game, and outside of Aaron Busick, who I think you were content with maybe letting him try to be the guy to beat us tonight, coming in with the scouting report. He scores the first 14 of the game, cools off from there. Bosley had a very quiet 15. I thought, to his credit, battling foul trouble, Chase did a pretty good job on him tonight at times.
Yeah, defensively we had a game plan. And you know what they say about game plans, man. As soon as you make one, as soon as you get into a game, it's like the complete opposite thing starts to happen. And our game plan coming in was be physical with Bosley, try and take as much of his game away on the block as we can. And I thought we did that. But he had a good game from the perimeter. Another big part of our game was to take away Sullivan. He's the leading scorer coming into this game. I thought we did that all game. And then our goal was to see if these other guys can beat us. And I give all the credit to Dusty and those kids. Those role players stepped up big. The Busick boy come in, started the game 2 threes. And he kept rolling on from there. So you got to give them all the credit. Guys, for them that haven't stepped up all year in those first 3 games they did tonight.
Well, Coach, again, a tough one here tonight. I know the boys will bounce back. I know things will get better. I know they will start to fit into their groove offensively. It will come. It might take a little bit. Like we said, no rest for the weary, because you're back at home for the home opener tomorrow night against Trinity Lutheran. Like you said earlier, a sectional opponent. And then that'll be your final tune-up before you get a week to practice and prepare for Doc Nash's ball club and the start of the 2019 holiday tourney next weekend at Borden.
Yeah, there's, like you said, there's no time for us to sit and dwell on what just happened here. As much as I want to, as much as those boys want to, we just can't do it. We've got too much going on. We've got a big game tomorrow, and then our only holiday tourney that we're in. Great atmosphere, always is. Everybody usually brings a really big crowd. It's at Borden. We play Borden. I know that gym's going to be rocking. So we're just gonna leave this one here tonight and move on with the rest of the season.
Coach, we'll wish you all the best. We'll talk to you prior to the tip for tomorrow night's home opener and see if we can't balance things out and get back on track with the big win at home tomorrow.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right, Coach Sullivan joins us here on our Ace Hardware Salem Senator post-game show and wrap-up from Chambers Gymnasium. We'll step aside, take a break. We'll get in a couple more sponsors. We'll come back and give the scoring and final stats from this one. Senators fall 55-33 here on the road tonight to their conference rival, the Paoli Rams. Back with more right after this.
Since 1986. All our rooms are private with ensuite baths. High-speed internet allows everyone to have TVs, phones, and even computers. Bring your own furniture, TV, microwave, and small fridge. Anything that will fit in your room and make it more like home. All our beds are hospital beds for your comfort. Family and friends are welcome whenever they like to visit, and you can come and go as you like. I'll help you get ready for each day, which includes bathing, dressing, and even walking. Northwood assists in care of your medicine, and we're here for you 24 hours a day. For more information, call Leah Spurgeon at 812-888-2578.
This is Melissa Jeremiah with Hoosier Uplands Home Health Care and Hospice. Our professionals are available at 812-849-4447 to answer any questions that you have regarding home health care or hospice. The following tips will help your holidays be more enjoyable. Plan ahead, accept your limitations, and ask for help when you need it. Also, be flexible. Our family at Hoosier Uplands would like to take this time to wish you a wonderful Christmas season.
Here at the Chambers Gymnasium, Senators fall 55-30. He scores 2 meter with 6 all in the third quarter. Bladen Patton, Zane Anderson, Carson Little, and Dexter Brown all scoreless in this one for Dusty Cole's Rams, who goes 6 of 16 from the stripe for just 38% after going 3 of 6 in the first half for 50% on their total for the night. 10 turnovers for the Rams, 7 of those 10 coming in the first half of play. Meanwhile, for Coach Sullivan's group, Coach Sullivan now 10 and 17 overall as he starts into his second season in control of things in the Berg in the Senator program. They'll look to bounce back tomorrow night at home with a 6 o'clock JV start against the Cougars of Trinity Lutheran. Tonight, no players in double figures, led by Jake Strange. 9 points on the night for Jake, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. He's backed up by Harrison Sanford, who chipped in 8, but went 0 of 2 from the stripe. Parker and Holden, we talked about them earlier. Parker just 2 points on the night. Holden was 6, including just 1 of 3 from the free throw line. Bryce Brown, Nash Huff, Michael Lopp play off the bench. Lopp chips in 2. Brown chips in 1 on 1 of 3 free throw shooting, and Huff goes scoreless on the night. Senators go 10 of 18 overall for the game for 56% from the stripe after going just 1 of 4 in the first 16 minutes of play for 25%. Senators, though, whenever things are going bad offensively, at least take care of the ball and give yourself some extra possessions, and we had trouble doing that as well. 17 turnovers to start the season in this one, and 10 of those 17 coming in that second half of play, and 7 of those 10 were in that atrocious third quarter offensively for us. So after the first quarter, it was 16-10. Rams lead it by 6. They get up by 10 in the second quarter late. Senators answer back, fight back, but then the Rams finish the first half on a 5-0 run to take a 29-20 advantage into the locker room. Rams outscore the Senators 13-5 in the third. They stretch it out to 42-25 going into that third quarter of play, and not much to speak of offensively still yet. Just 1 field goal in the third quarter and only 1 in the fourth quarter. Not going to get it done on the road against anybody on our schedule. Senators muster just 8 points, against 6 of those 8 coming from the stripe in that final period of play as they get outscored 13-8 in the final frame, bringing us to our 55-33 final. And you got the team stats for us, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Team stat-wise, and you can tell that who won just looking at the stats. Sometimes stats can be deceiving and be very, very even, and you don't really know. But boy, shooting-wise, Paoli shot 17 of 30 inside the arc for 56.7%, 5 of 12 downtown for 41, which isn't too bad either, 41.7, for a total of 22 of 42, 52.4% shooting percentage for the Rams, whereas you look over here at the Senators, 10 of 23 for 43.5% inside. That's inside the arc. 1 of 10 from downtown for the Senators for 10%, which is 11 for 33% shooting for the Senators. So, like I said, 52 to 33 percent. That's very telling, because rebounding wise it was fairly even. I had the Ramblers as 28 with 8 offensive, the Senators 22 boards with 7. Holden ended up with 5 boards, Sanford 6, Strange 5. So assists wise, they did a nice job of finding easy baskets, as they had 16 team assists to the Senators 9. Bob had ended up with 6 assists. Senators assists, Holden had 2, Sanford had 2, Bryce Brown with 2. Steals, that is one thing that the Senators did, except for the free throws. We were 10 of 18. I think you've already covered that for 56%. Ramblers 6 of 14 for 43. So that's one thing. steals and deflections. We got the better of them in those categories, with 6 steals for the Senators to 5 for the Ramblers, and 3 blocks for the Senators, 1 each for Bousman, Strange, and Sanford, to 2 for Paoli. But I think it goes back. They hurt us in the second half on when I'm not real sure we had either the legs or the will to keep them off the boards, because they got several second chance opportunities in the second half. So rebounding, 28 to 22 edge for the Rams was big, and the shooting percentage, 52.4% for Paoli to just 33% for the Senators. And when the Senators struggled last year, is because they could not buy a bucket most of the time, and that was the case. But we got to come right back tomorrow. Like I said, that's the one. Football is kind of weird. You have to wait a week. You wait a week and you wait a week and you wait a week to if you have a loss or a bad taste in your mouth. Basketball is different. You have to you got to let some things go, because you have so many double dips Friday, Saturday ball games that you have to be ready to play that next game. Like you said 2 or 3 times during the broadcast, you cannot let this loss affect tomorrow's game.
That's the tell of the tape from Chambers Gymnasium. We were going to step aside one final time because I owe a sponsor spot to the only person we haven't heard from tonight, and that's Ace Hardware, your post-game sponsor. We'll hear from them, come back, quickly name our player of the night, give a final thought, and wrap things up right after this.
Odds are there's an ace right in your neighborhood, with expert advice and the right tools to make your quick fixes even quicker. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their stuff. Welcome to the Home Convenience Store.
Our team at Ace Hardware of Salem is here to answer your questions and help you find what you need. Stop in today and see why we're your home convenience store.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Back we come for the final time here to Paoli High School's Chambers Gymnasium and the James A. Babcock Court. Senators fall here tonight in conference play in their season opener, 55-33. The final time to name our player of the game. And offensively, not a lot to choose from, but we're going to go with Jake Strange, 9 points on the night. I like the free throw shooting. That's probably what got the vote for me. Jake last year struggled at times, just 61% tonight, 5 of 6 from the stripe. 9 points, 5 rebounds, had an assist and a block as well. So Jake Strange will be our first Ace Hardware player of the game for the season. And again, short
that guy has to stay on the floor, though.
He does. He absolutely does. And we were going to talk about that in our pregame as well. Apologies to Eddie Gilstrap Motors, our pregame sponsor. See if we can get the kinks ironed out tomorrow night at home with the home opener. But again,
it always goes smoother at home.
Short term, always. That's why I said I vote for no away games. That's my vote. I don't think that can happen. I vote for no away games. But nonetheless, be back at home. We'll be in the friendly confines for the first time this season tomorrow night as Trinity Lutheran comes to town, a team coming into this weekend with just a 1-3 record. A great chance for the Senators to bounce back with short-term memory and hopefully can come in and get some shots up tomorrow and get prepared for a possible sectional opponent. And I know Coach Sullivan's going to see what his team's made out of mentally after a tough one here tonight. Final thought?
Well, I think we've covered it before. This one was ugly, but the fortunate thing is there's a whole season ahead. It's the first one. We can kind of flush a little bit. There's things to learn from it, though. I'm sure Coach will talk about some lack of effort on some rebounding, some miscommunications defensively. But, I mean, what can you do about the 33%? I mean, obviously you can try and get better shots, which we could have a few times. And like I said, Jake a couple times hesitated. But when you can't shoot, I mean, it's tough to overcome. But I know this group, and I know how competitive they are. I bet we see a different team tomorrow.
I agree, and we'll see you tomorrow night, Coach.
Absolutely.
So Senator starts slow. We start slow with the broadcast, but somehow we drag ourselves to the finish line in this one here tonight. We want to give a final shout out, thank you to all the sponsors that we have for this season of Senator Basketball on Salem's 1220, and I want to give them a shout out and due diligence here tonight before we go off the air. Of course, ASC, Salem Crossing, and Meadowview Healthcare both giving sponsorship again this season, as well as our pregame show sponsor, Eddie Gilstrap Motors, McDonald's, who brings you the halftime report, and Ace Hardware of Salem bringing you this postgame show all season long here on 1220, as well as American Flea Market, Papa John's, Rodney Bruff Insurance, Ernstberger Orthodontics, Schneck Medical, Northwood Assistant Care, and Hoosier Uplands, all great sponsors for us as we get things underway in this 2019-2020 basketball season. As the Senators struggle here tonight, again, 55-33 is your final. We'll be back on the air, hopefully on time tomorrow night at home, and we can get the bugs and the wrinkles ironed out, so to speak. But look for us to be on the air just shortly after 7 with tomorrow night's broadcast. Senators will host the Trinity Lutheran Cougars, their final tune-up before next weekend's holiday tourney down at Borden High School, where they will face Doc Nash's Borden Braves. For Becky and Greg back at the station, I don't know, but somehow they got us on the air. I don't know if they were picking up audio from the live stream feed or what, but got text coming in confirming we were at some point finally on the air, or maybe all along. And for those of you watching on YouTube tonight, no matter where you are tuning in from, we appreciate the support and appreciate the support of our sponsors. The score here, again, one final time from Chambers Gymnasium and the James A. Babcock here at Paoli High School, as Senators fall in their season opener, 55-33 the final. This has been a broadcast of WSLM Sports Zone, and we will be back on the airwaves tomorrow night again just shortly after 7. Until then, from Chambers Gymnasium, this is Misty Jones saying good night, everybody.